Hello everyone, I'm trying to participate in the video challenge here. My name is Dennis Medina. I'm originally from New York. That's Brooklyn, New York. I spent 25 years out of my life in that beautiful state. When I turned 18, after I graduated high school, I was introduced to a company that basically did business through MLM. That changed my whole outlook in life and my whole perspective as to how I think and who I am today. Unfortunately, I didn't have great success in that. However, it did create the big picture of having big dreams in my life. In 1994, my dad passed away, and I went to Puerto Rico to bury him. I ended up staying there and not returning to New York. Basically, me and my girlfriend at the time, we ended up getting married. We had 3 beautiful children and basically lived or built a good life for ourselves there in Puerto Rico. I ended up joining the National Guard, the Army National Guard there in Puerto Rico. And in 2003 I was mobilized in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom, which I am a veteran of. I spent a whole year away from the family, which was very difficult. But I came back to Puerto Rico and basically started my life again, and was working as a telecommunications technician in a base called Fort Buchanan as a civilian. And I did pretty well for myself, I guess, for the average standards of what we were taught in school to just get a job. I was getting paid about $50,000 a year, a little bit less than that. But I also strive to have my own business. And I've always had some type of business, some type of small traditional type business in the past, because of the pursuit of the big dream. I was able to attain some level of success in my life, where I was able to attain the home of my dreams, which I consider the house of my dreams. Also beautiful cars. However, I worked full-time. I worked a full-time business, 7 days a week. I was barely home. I was hardly around my family, my wife or kids, which was a big burden. However, we tried to do anything and everything we can to be together. We would go shopping together. We'd go to the grocery store together. We'd have family outings and things of that nature. Normal things that normal people do. In 2008, I really thought I was doing pretty well for myself economically. However, my time was just minimal. I averaged about 3 hours of sleep, and I did that for a good 5 years. The end of 2008, my mother was diagnosed with cancer. I actually brought her from New York to Puerto Rico so that she could retire and be around the family, because she was basically alone in New York. Unfortunately, she arrived in New York. She had Alzheimer's already, the beginning stages of it. And at the end of that year, 2008, she was also diagnosed with cancer. That was very difficult for me. We started treatment on her in 2009. And I was basically her only caretaker. Eventually I had to take her out of her apartment and move her in with me. Basically converted my car garage into a studio apartment for her so she could be as comfortable as possible. Because of the chemo and the radiation therapy, I would physically have to bathe my mom, which was very hard for me, being a man and having to bathe your mother. And this is not the person that this is a person that you look up to all your life. And all of a sudden, here she is basically becoming a child again. Mentally and physically, she's breaking apart. She lost all her hair. Eventually, it became so much of a burden for me, my wife, and my kids that I had to put her into a home, which was very difficult for me. But it was the only decision that I could have taken at that moment. In 2010, she passed away, and I buried my mom. During that time, 2009, the middle of 2009, September of 2009, I ended up losing the position I had due to the federal government reducing personnel. I started dedicating myself to my business, and because of the state and the economic ruin that we were all in around the world, I ended up losing contracts and losing my business, which just put more burden on me. So all the bills started packing up, and that put a lot of problems between my relationship with my wife, and eventually our house got foreclosed on, and well, we ended up separating. As a man, that was very difficult for me. I ended up depressed. I ended up in a state of emotional, mental, and physical breakdown, basically, and eventually became homeless. However, in the beginning of 2012, I made a decision that this is not the person I am, and I went to the VA, the Veterans Hospital, for help. I then ended up coming to Florida around February of 2012, and I've been here since then. And since then, I've also started rebuilding my relationship with my children. I speak to my wife on a regular basis. They're all in Puerto Rico, and I've gone to visit them this year on a couple of occasions, which was a great feeling for me. And I'm basically coming back on the rebound, and I'm looking forward to really striving towards a new future. And I've prayed a lot for an opportunity for me to actually have something that I could really build, to build financial wealth. And not only that, to regain my wife and children's hope, and have my kids look up to me. Not only that, rebuild the person that I really am. So thank you for letting me share that, and you all looking at this video know that I believe Neo is definitely the answer to all hopes and for the opportunity to rebuild a genuine life. Thank you.